Hello there. I'm hoping you can hear me okay. I'm near a highway, and I'm out here in the woods all by myself, waiting for my lunch to cook. I got my Alpine right there with the hot water in it. This video is in regards to my new Bushcraft knife. I thought I'd shoot a little review video about this knife. I've seen knives like these around before with bushcrafters that I know. I've wanted one for a long time. It comes with a carbon steel version and a stainless steel version. This one here is the stainless version. I was hoping for the carbon steel one, but you know, I took with what I can get. They didn't have any more carbon steel. Anyway, it's not a big deal, but I still love this knife all the same in the time that I've been using it. This is the TOPS Brothers of Bushcraft knife, the Fieldcraft, with the 154 cm blade. I actually have all the information written down right here for you because I didn't bring a tape measure with me to do it all up with. So yes, technically I'm cheating a little bit here, but now this is the technical information, but I'll read it all out for you anyways. So the blade is the TOPS BOB Fieldcraft knife. As I said before, the 154 cm stainless steel blade. This knife is made in the USA. It says so right there on the blade, on the back side right there. I'll give you a close-up of the blade here. Hopefully, there you go. So the overall length of the knife is 10 inches long. The blade length itself is only about 4 3/4 inch long, and the weight is 0.9 pounds. So it's just under a pound in weight overall. You got a nice big grippy handle to it. It's nice, got some nice grip to it. I don't recommend people with smaller hands to be getting this knife because the knife grip on this is it's meant for a bigger hand. No offense intended to anybody at all, but it's meant for somebody with a bigger hand. I got a big hand to it, so I got a nice good grip to it. And the steel on here is roughly about 3/16 thick, give or take, a little bit, off a little bit. Now you might notice that the back edge here is a little bit of a modification that I did. You got a nice thumb grip right here for when you're doing the nice fine carving. But what I did was that on the back edge of the blade right here, you can see that this piece right here on the back of it's a full Tang construction, by the way, so you can see on the back edge sticking out. That's meant for a ferro rod use. I think it's supposed to be meant to be striking just like that, but I've never seemed to be able to get it work okay. So what I've been doing actually was I always use the back edge of the blade to strike with, but it was giving me some sparks, but not that full thick shower of sparks that I really want. So what I did is I just carefully shaved the back edge here with a grinder, with a sanding disc, very carefully, just not too hard. You don't want to put too much heat into it, warp the blade, or ruin it. But I also on the thumb here bit right here, I also dulled it down. It was really sharp because when I pressed my thumb down hard onto it, you get those markings there, right on my thumb. So I actually shaved that down just a little bit as well, just so it doesn't dig into my thumb as hard. Because originally when I was pressing down, it was hurting my thumb quite a bit. So I shaved this back edge here, so now when I strike it, I get that nice fine shower of sparks that I really desire. That's the only modification that I've made to this blade, the only one. That's the only one that I needed. So it works with a ferro rod great. I love it. Works good. Anyways, as I said, full Tang construction. The handle is held on by screws here and here. You got the nice lanyard hole pin. There's a pin that goes straight through there for the lanyard hole. Also, you can't really tell too well, but it is a drop point blade. You can see it drops a little bit right here at the last roughly inch and a half, give or take. It's very hard to see, but it is there. But what really drew me to this knife more than anything else is that right there. That nice little divot right there is this divot here, as well as one on the other side. For those of you who don't know, that divot there is so that this knife handle can be used as a bearing block handle for a bowdrill set. So when you see a knife that has these divots on it, you know these are meant to be hardcore bushcraft knives, because that is for a bearing block handle, so you can use as a bowdrill. So you got your spindle basically hanging right. So you got your spindle like there, kind of for a thing, and then you just got your bowdrill. That's basically what it's for. So I got some fat wood sticks here that I've been carving up earlier on because I'm replenishing my fat wood supply. Don't blame me for the terrible feathering stick I'm making here, because feathering sticks has never been my best forte. You know, I've never been truly that great with it, but you know, I try to get, you know, it's not that bad really for what it is. This is fat wood, by the way. I'm just taking these and just dumping them. I got my little pouch of tinder pouch sitting right here, off, just slightly off camera. There's some more fat wood sticks. I'm just filling up my little kit with fat wood shavings, so that way I got them for future use. So anyways, with the bow drill, as you can see, if you look carefully, you can see the difference between the color and the divots. That's because I've been using this one. I've used this probably about 4 times already. And so far, aside from the little color, the black color in there from the stick, obviously, you know, excuse me, because it is soft wood, and as it's spinning, and basically it's grinding, the sharp point is grinding itself in that divot and dulling itself down, so it's obviously, you know, you got that black discoloration there. Aside from just the color and a little bit of that little debris that's in there, there's no damage to the knife handle itself at all. As I run my finger through it, I can still feel a perfect divot in there. It's nice, perfectly smooth. It's not like it's burned in or burned out or anything like that, or just like a hole poked through it. It's still perfectly fine the way it is. So, yeah, so might as well, actually, now I'm thinking I might as well move my kit right here in front of me, so that way the shavings go straight into the pouch. After the video's over, I'm going to set this right down on the ground and to get that nice smoothness going on. I can't do it while it's like up like this. You know, nice smooth curls like this when it's up off the ground. I need to have that stability. So obviously once the video's over, I'll put it down and do this properly and get and I'll carve this right down to nothing, pretty much, is what's going to happen. So, I'm looking at my clock on the phone, 7 minutes and 25 seconds, so I'd say I got about 1 more minute before my food here is done. This is the 3 cheese lasagna from Alpine. This is a vegetarian dish. I'm not vegetarian, but I do love this one. I find it to be quite tasty. So what else can I really say about this knife? When it came out of the packaging, it was razor sharp. I used it, but I do oftentimes, I'll give it a little light sharpening for myself. Just, you know, like it comes pretty sharp already. Most knives generally do, but it's not. Sometimes I find it's not really at that true sharp edge like I would really want it to be. If that makes any sense to anybody. It's like when I had my Mora Garberg, it was sharp, but I ran my sharpening stone over it just to get the little extra sharpness to it. This one here, I didn't really have to do very much at all. I just gave it a quick run on my ceramic stone, just a nice fine edge, and it's even right now it's very sharp. If you want to check to make sure it's sharp, you use your thumbnail. Basically, you want to hold your thumbnail, the knife on your thumbnail, and just scrape it 90-degree edge, just like that. And if you scrape off some of your fingernail, like I am, then basically at that point you can tell it's sharp enough for pretty much just most tasks. So I've been able to do fine carving with the knife. I can also split wood with this knife. And before I forget, the sheath came with a Kydex sheath, but it also came with a small ferro rod and magnesium striker and a whistle, but I don't use that. Instead, I actually swapped it out with this leather sheath here. This leather sheath is sort of like a multi-purpose leather sheath. Multiple different knives can in fact fit in the sheath. My Mora Garberg, my Condor Bushlore, which I don't have anymore, fits in this. A few other knives, odds and end knives I have in here. I love the drop point on this belt loop, the D-ring and the dangles. I love that. And this knife fits into it perfectly. Just like that. And even then, the divot still sticks out of the sheath, so I can actually hold this knife with the sheath and still do my bow drill all the same. And it works just perfectly. Oop, the sun coming out now. So this is Greenhat-Redbeard Adventures, and I'll see you around until next time. Stay safe, everybody. It's crazy out there.